Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of the Broken Rune. It's my third episode, your fourth episode.
Yep.
And this is a big one. We're talking about a very well-established, very big company. You can see what I've got on screen at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sparrows. I talk a lot of shit about Sparrows. And so we decided to take a deep dive in Sparrows, and we both got the EOD set and the escort, so that we had the same thing that we could, give a evenly critique on, and then talk about the things we've had over the years, the things we like, the things we don't like. Yeah, so welcome to episode 4. Let's get into this.
I want to quickly explain how I'm judging this, because in the past episodes, we've been dealing with pick companies that are not as well established or not as expanded or innovative as Sparrows. We've been focusing mainly on pick sets. We're going into pick quality, which we will still be doing in this episode. But for this episode, I've decided to have a few different criteria I'm judging by. So I've got tool quality, which we have to go over. Their set designs, and we'll go through a few different of their sets and what they're looking at, what the sets are aimed at, and if they're choosing good profiles for the people they're targeting those sets at. But I also want to talk about innovation and different products that they come out with, different collaborations they have with different people, customer service. And I also want to talk about their marketing and them as a company, because they do some really cool marketing and they do some really fun stuff, which I think people should jump on, especially on their social media.
Yeah.
So if we start from the top like we normally do and we go tool quality, let me ask you, so the Sparrows EOD, so we've ordered these recently. We've got these both probably within the last 6 months. Last year is when we received our EOD sets.
Yes.
So these are up to date. This is how Sparrows are producing their tools at the moment, and this is the quality that you will order tomorrow. What do you think? How are the picks holding up?
The picks, I'm gonna be honest, I started off easy with them because I've had issues with tool quality over the past with Sparrows, but I beat the crap out of these. I got no complaints. Tool quality, they're perfectly tumbled. The strength is there. You can crank on them. I am pleasantly surprised and shocked. And with this set, I have to say they've changed something, and I have to take back some of the shit I've said.
Yeah. Well, the thing I find, the more Sparrows picks and gear I get, the more I realize that the bad experiences I have had with Sparrows may just be either poor quality control, or every now and again they get a bad batch, and I know you're going to come onto this with another one of the products we're going to talk about in a bit, but I'm thinking maybe the steel isn't as bad as I thought it was, and it's just every now and again you get a bad one. Because you're right, with this EOD, I've been beating the hell out of it. I uploaded a little video earlier about my ugly rivet that I've put in there.
And that's a brilliant idea, I have to say.
Well, Yeah, I saw HPC used to do an emergency set. It was
Yeah.
the EMER13 or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And they have a little rivet in the bottom. And I always thought it's so convenient to just pull all your picks out, spread them out like that, and then choose what profile you want. But at the same time, I was also thinking that thin handles are not nice as it is. And having
Hmm.
a whole other pick hanging off the back, it's going to twist in your hand. It's not going to feel nice. So I thought, let's try prototype, shove one directly in the middle, and see how it feels. And to be fair, it's decent. It's not perfect. You're never going to
Yeah.
get perfect,
Mm-mm.
but it's a nice feeling pick. It's almost like the Lawlock tools where the sandwich handle style that it feels very
Yeah.
similar to that. But yeah, try it out. I think it's not a bad idea. It's turned out pretty well. It's very ugly,
Oh, I'm doing it.
but it's turned
For
out
sure.
pretty well. But yeah, I've been beating on these a lot. I've done a
Oh,
lot of
wow.
raking with them. I'm trying to do. I stopped doing raking for quite a long time, but I do enjoy it, and it is one of the skills that I learned. And I've been raking things very aggressively. You're not supposed to rock with bow guitars as it is, but I've
Hmm.
been going crazy with this thing, and hasn't got any sideways bends. Southward, take note. Um,
Right?
yeah, it's got no this direction. It barely even got a scratch on it, to be fair. It looks like I haven't
Yeah, you
really
don't.
used it.
Mine don't either. And I purposely was beating on it, and then I got mad because I wasn't doing what had happened to me in the past. So I beat on it even more. And yeah.
I was prepared to come into this podcast with you and to absolutely rag Sparrows. I was ready to be like, all my picks broke. I've bent all of them in one different way, this way, that way. They couldn't even handle this. And other than a few, which, like I said, every now and again you get a bad one, they've been built like a tank. And any reasonable pickup, maybe new guys, when you're really trying to pick on that warding, yeah, you might bend it, you might break it, but you will with most other brands as well. If you're
Yep.
using the tool wrong, you're probably going to break it. But for
Mhm.
any reasonable picker that has any idea of what they're doing, I'd say orange to green belt, they're going to have no problems with the tools that we've had.
Yeah, none. I have to eat some crow here because I talked a lot of shit and over the years, and I take it back, Sparrows. This set, uh, it held up. I really ragged on it, and then when it didn't do what happened to me in the past, I got even madder and really ragged on it again. So yeah, with that, I what the next thing we should go into is the set itself, the profiles, and the uh, did they pick the right picks to put in there? Would we take something away, add something? What's your take on that?
Okay, so I'll start with the EOD set since we're already talking about it. And as a rapid entry set, I've uploaded a video before saying that I don't think this is the perfect pick selection for a rapid entry set. But then again, it's probably the most universal rapid entry set that people are used to using. They're used to using a triple peak, they're used to using a double peak. Then you want something slightly less aggressive with the snake, and then you've got two SPPing profiles because you're not going to be doing much SPPing. At maximum, you'll be hybrid picking for rapid entry. So I think this is a good set design. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's good. However, I'd like to move on to their EDC tools. I do have some somewhere. I've got the slasher picks. Slasher picks, which I think is a brilliant set. I think it's great as a little gift. Don't take it too seriously. but they did say that it was designed with EDC in mind, carry a little bit of wiper insert with it. And what annoys me about Sparrows is they have this thing about putting these two profiles together for EDC, and that's their standard or short hook and their offset hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
And they have almost the same depth reach. So although they have slightly different jobs and they're good at different things, missing out on having something a bit deeper when you need it. And they do this in this set. They do this in, I can't remember, they have done this in other sets as well. And they also do it in the Escort, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
where you're missing a ton of capability because they're not choosing to put something with a bit more reach in it.
Yep, I agree 100%.
And then I can flip onto the other side where they come out with some absolutely amazing sets like the SS Devs.
The SS Devs were my go-to for so many years. You don't even know. I bought 4 sets of them. They all broke. Sparrows were the only picks I've ever really broke over the years. And the SS Devs, it changed my SPPing and took me to a level and almost instantly.
Yeah.
I literally just this year gave away my last set to a friend of the SS Devs.
Mm.
And he probably almost had to pry it out of my hand.
But yeah, in my main kit, I still have the Sparrows SS Devs in 15 thou and a set in the 25 thou as well. And I go to them quite a lot. Like, these get me out of a lot of more difficult locks. And I like them so much. The only problem I had was how wide they start to flare out at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I went and made myself a set and copied them almost exactly in a more Euro profile. So they're much slimmer than
beautiful
the originals. I haven't put handles on them yet. I think I'm going to make handles to match these ones.
Yeah.
But I love the profile so much. I think they're an excellent set.
I think they are almost the perfect set. So if you're a beginner, intermediate in there, I would recommend that set with no qualms about it, and it'll be one of your go-tos for many years, or until you move into something else and get used to picking with all different types of picks and things like that. But they were my go-to.
Yeah. So of the sets that you've had in the past, so we've used the EOD and the Escort for the past few months at least, but the other Sparrow sets that you've had, do you think their designs, the profiles they chose, were the most efficient, most casting the widest net to catch the most amount of pickers? Do you think they're well designed for what the sets are trying to achieve?
It's a toss-up. You know, it really depends on the set. And because in my opinion, Sparrows likes to just toss it out there and let's try to grab everybody. So they put together a lot of big sets like the Vorax and XXL Monstrum and you know, and those are sets that I can say that there's a lot of fluff, you know, and a lot of useless pick profiles, in my opinion, where they've got some profiles that are just top notch, and if they would just stick to that and put together a single pin picking set, a raking set, and and stick to their top notch profiles like the Monkey Paw, the SS Devs. What was my other one? I really liked their Reach. They have such good profiles and profiles that they've worked together with some pickers on that that I think they need to, kick the fluff out the door and put together some solid sets. It doesn't need to be huge, is my take.
Yeah, I think so. They do have, is it the hooker set, which is just a set of hooks, and they've got the raker, and yeah, they're decent. But like you said, I'd like to see more of their specialized profiles put into sets that are made for specific things. I'd like to see the SS Devs and the Monkey Paws put together in specific, maybe even specific Locksport kits, like the Locksporter. And
that's what I was trying to get at, but I couldn't get it out of my scrambled egg brain.
Yeah, no, I understood. I was just agreeing. I think, yeah, it's a really good idea. So, Sparrows, if you're deciding to watch our podcast, take note.
Which you really should, because Broke ate some crow today.
Yeah. But I think that's a good thing. Like, obviously, you speak for yourself and I speak for myself. We don't really discuss much before the show. Like, what people are seeing here is us discussing our opinions in real time.
Yeah.
So you speak for yourself and I speak for myself. And sometimes I have opinions that you completely disagree with, and you have opinions that I completely disagree with. But I don't see a lot of big Locksport in channels actually say, do you know what, I was wrong. That I said this about this company and I'm going to take it back. This was wrong. They've really improved. They're doing really well now. Or sometimes it could be the opposite. Like, I really, really fought for this company. I said that they were amazing, and now they're doing this, and this is completely unacceptable. You don't really see people doing that and admitting it publicly. And I think that shows that I can trust your opinion, and I think the viewers can trust your opinion as well.
Well, I hope so. I try to keep it real and just say what I feel, because that's just how I am. And if I say something wrong, and then I'll take it back,
Yeah. It's just, I think it's a really good thing that you're happy. Like, you're not even upset or anything. You're just happy to admit, like, yeah, that I was wrong, and now I've got some new picks. They're good, and I'm happy with them. And I want everybody to know that if they buy the picks and they share the same experience I share, you'll be happy with them as well. And you're not just going to keep ragging on a company just because you had one opinion of them once and now you can't let it go. And I've seen other creators do that. They latch on to not liking a company and they almost make it their whole personality.
Yeah. And I don't like that. We all love Locksport, and we all love our picks and collecting them and things like that. And we've had good experiences, bad experiences. But if a company makes us a strive to better themselves or fix some of the problems that you had in the past, then they deserve a second chance. And I would say especially Sparrows, because once we talked about doing this this podcast with Sparrows, I sat down and I'm like, holy shit, I have had so much. 2 pages, and honest to God, I know there's more. And my favorite cases, Sparrows has amazing cases. They always have. They have some good quality stuff. Some of their other stuff we'll get into later. But I mean, this is a must-have, this gutting tool. And I carried 4 years with me Sparrows is it the rock out key set?
Mm-hmm.
My wallet and their hall pass metal one. I gave it to a Locksporter, but because my daughter got me this other one for Christmas, so I got to carry this one. But yeah, I realized how much they do have some fun stuff and some good stuff. And they think out of the box, like with that EOD set you have, you know, the slasher stuff. You know, a lot of people give them shit about that, but it's supposed to be a gimmick. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a showpiece. But still, if you need to, you can use it. And you got to take that into consideration. It's supposed to be collectible. Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I did a video not that long ago. Well, that's quite a while ago now. Completely ragging their holdout keys. I don't like them. I couldn't get them to work. I tried. Might be a skill issue. I passed them on to a different Locksporter, and I'm waiting to see what he thinks about them. These ones, even if I didn't like how they picked, and I do like how they pick, I think they're a fun little set. And I'm lucky to not have any hand or mobility issues yet. So I think you was on a live with me the other day when I picked a red bell Asa with these.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think it was on a video call or something. And I just really I've polished a couple of them up a little bit, given them a mirror polish. And I like them so much that I made myself a little keyring case for them.
Nice.
And they just slip on my keys. And they're not too expensive. I'm happy to lose them and replace them.
That's another thing I wanted to touch on too. And I don't know, I might be jumping ahead of, but their prices, besides a couple things here and there, they're on point. You can break it and replace it and not worry about it. You can buy the gimmicky stuff, the Halloween stuff, and hang it up or use it and bend it and get a new one. And that is a big deal for a lot of Locksporters and people like me who are on a fixed income now, you know. I got to get back on their site and play around a little bit.
Yeah. And got to keep an eye on their social media because there might be some free stuff in there for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think something you're saying before about all the different things they make, I think that's a good little segue for us to move on to innovation. So as a company, are they innovative? Do they think ahead? Do they make things for the current market? So what do you think within the last, say, 5 years of Locksport and the different things that Sparrows have been releasing and updating, do you think they've been keeping with the times? Do you think they've been thinking ahead?
That's good. There's a kind of a two-part answer to that for me. Yes, I think they're innovative. Yes, I think they kind of keep up with a style, and they try to come out with new fun things. But what they should be doing also, or maybe take a step back from coming out with, Halloween stuff and stuff like that, take a step back and say, hey, our core customer, we all have probably the same issue, is we don't like the squishy foam handles, and we don't like no handle. I think they need to step back from the flashy stuff and the gimmicky stuff a little bit and go back to the core of their company and put some good handles on there and make them affordable. And I think that would tilt the scales for Sparrows quite significantly, with their great profiles. They're better steel now because I've had issues in the past. They have all the components to skyrocket, and they're just not doing that one little thing. Get rid of them crappy foam handles and take it to a place that you've never been before, because you have all the ingredients to be great.
Yeah. So for me, I think you're right on the money there. I think a lot of locksporters would like to see the words, or to see 301 high yield next to Sparrows picks. They would probably sell a lot more, but in reality, in real life picking, and like we've said, we've been ragging on these picks quite a lot. There hasn't been much in it for me in the difference between what I'm getting out of these and what I'm getting out of another company that uses 301 high yield. Obviously, the 301 is going to last longer. That's given. But practical use, using these correctly, it's not that much of a difference that it matters. With the handles, I want to say one quick thing. I would rather have bare handles than have this. And this is another pick from a company that I would say is on the same sort of mid-tier as Sparrows. Please do not give me these steel sandwich handles. I would much rather have a bare handle, because I can put, in a much nicer way, my own handle on it. This little sandwich metal thing, it barely feels any difference than having no handle on it. So don't throw that at me. I don't want it. But like the handles you're talking about, they're weird, rubbery, foamy, whatever that is, the dipped handles. I don't want those either.
No, I don't like
those. Are not nice.
Yep. I hate
and
them.
Lots of the time, those ones are like, actually, I've got some here. Let me find them. I think my other SS devs have those on them. Lots of the time, not only are they dampen feedback quite a bit, they also roll more in your hand than having no handle on it. It sort of like rounds everything off, which can be a good comfort thing, but it also makes it more prone to not doing what you tell it to do.
And God forbid you get a little sweaty hand, it just slips right out of your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Sparrows needs to sit back and think, have a look at what other companies are doing, especially multi-pick, if Sparrows could come out with a universal handle that fits all the picks, all the bare handle picks that they've made in the past, like multi-pick has done, even though they're the sandwich handles, they've come up with a nice little handle here, and it fits so nice. It's easy to put on, easy to take off, stays on solid, fits very nice in the hand, feels almost like using a Moki handle. If Sparrows could come up with something like that, I think that even if it's 3 handles for a reasonable price, like even $20,
Yeah.
because everybody, almost everybody, especially everybody that's established in the lockpicking community, already owns a load of Sparrows gear. Whether they like it or not, they own it.
Yeah.
Some of the people which hate Sparrows most owns every product they have. So if you could come out with a good handle, even if they don't like your still, even if they don't like what you stand for, giving them a handle on that pick might make them think differently about it.
I agree 100%.
So innovation, they're pretty innovative. They've got some good profiles. They've got some good products.
And
But they're not
scared to take a
innovating
chance.
in the ways that people want.
They're not scared to take a chance on a product, and like I had the Black Flag dimple picks.
Mhm.
I hated them. Never liked them. I used them to scratch my back. I had what was the other thing? Like their Abus and American bypass tool. I never got a single one of them to work, and the rubber handles twisted in my hand.
Mhm.
The dimple pick, the pick itself, or the tool itself, amazing. The pick, garbage. I started making my own, and then you put it into that, and you have to adjust and trim your tensioner end, but good and bad. Black Flag junk,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get the vault for safe dials, but I haven't heard good things, and it's a lot of money to spend on that,
Mhm.
And then there's like these, a Sidewinder and that. I love these. I throw these in my pocket and I can change it, and I don't have to walk around because I get nervous and have mental stuff. And I'll start picking, and it calms me down, and I can throw that in my pocket, and it can be something different every 5 minutes because you got different pins and stuff like that. They're very innovative.
Yeah.
Just innovate it on the things that you're good at. And then once you get those down, move on to the to your gimmicks and your fun stuff.
Yeah. And I think that like working with, so the disc detainer was Bosnian Bill and lockpicking lawyer, and
Yeah.
they work with a few different locksporters, designers, pick makers. One of my favorite sets from them is this crazy thing. The
Oh, that's
Vegas
one
set.
set I didn't have and I wanted.
It's a lovely set. It's fun, and lots of their more gimmicky sort of tools you have to buy thinking this is going to be a fun set. This is not going to be my main set. I'm not going to try to think that it can do everything, and then if it doesn't, complain about it. You have to like looking at these profiles when before you even buy it, you're like, okay, I know what I'm going to use these for. I know how I'm going to try them out, and I'm going to have fun with them, and they're going to be a fun little showpiece. that I can keep on my desk.
Absolutely. And that's why I want them, because I like collecting decks of cards and things like that.
Yeah. And they're a
Absolutely.
brilliant set. They are a fun little set.
And then you got like the Lock Noob helped design these the goat and the for tubular locks.
Yeah.
I got 2 sets of these, so I have one with me at all times and I have one at home, so I don't have to get into my everyday carry stuff, because these actually work and they're good.
Yeah.
And I love them. I've had them for years. That was another thing I forgot that I just carry around all the time. And the scudding wrench. Lock Noob helped design that, and this is a must-have.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. And then you got the black flag, and you're like, And then you got, then their cases. It's just this was a getting ready for this podcast for this company was a lot of fun for me, I have to say. I don't know about you. I don't know your feelings on that, but I was like, wow, after all these years, they do have some good stuff, and they do have some fun stuff. And if you think of it that way, I think it's good.
Yeah. And I like the fun stuff that they make. I own every one of their, their art picks. These ones with the engraved, laser etched.
Mm-hmm.
I own every single one of these. Some of them, I feel like the tips are big to fit in a lot of European locks.
Yeah.
However, they're fun picks. They're good to have up on display. They're going to work in master locks. They're going to work in big, cheap Chinese locks and American locks.
Yeah.
Anything with, American locks as in from America, not American lock company. But they do fit in these sort of wider keyways, and you can have fun with them. But again, don't take them too seriously. It's an art piece. It's fun. It works for what it does, and it's to have up on display.
Yep. Yeah,
I think we've covered most of what we normally cover about a company. I think we've covered a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't end this podcast without talking a little bit about what he's let loose to the world and our new friend Mountain Mick.
Yeah.
And his little dealings he's got going with Uncle Sparrows. So check. I don't even have to say anything. Just go check him out. Find him on Reddit. Find him on Discord, and just see the dealings. Yeah, see the absolute crazy dealings that he's having with Sparrows. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's good marketing.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I'm determined to be there, because it's either going to happen up by me. Well, either way, it's going to happen by me. It's just going to be a couple-hour ride into Canada or to Chicago, or I'll go down to wherever he's at. I want to do a live and maybe do a Broken Rune live from Mountain Mix shenanigans with Sparrows. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Like we've been saying, it's a fun thing for a company to be doing, and lots of their market, lots of their customers are hobbyists. We're doing this for fun.
Yep.
So have fun with it. And I'll give a last little word on their marketing about the brilliant marketing they do on their social media. And I hate to give the game away to everybody that's going to be watching this, because I want to be watching for those dead drop codes myself. And I want to get them myself. So having all of you looking for them at the same time is not the greatest thing for me. But I couldn't not tell you go over to their Instagram and look at the Dead Drop code promotion that they're doing at the moment. It's brilliant. I found 2 of them myself, and yeah, I think it's really fun. It's great marketing. Go follow them on all of their social media and see if you can crack the codes.
Yep. It's free money. It's free picks, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess my last word on it is, do they have some issues? I think they have some quality control issues here and there. Do they have some brilliant and great tools and great profiles and just stuff they hit out of the park? Absolutely. The cases, a lot of the sets, the innovation, the design, yes. Give Sparrows another shot. I'm giving them another shot. I'm going to start ordering some stuff. And the last thing I'll say is, I can't talk too much shit about them anymore. You know, they're not perfect. No company is, but I had a bad experience a few years ago with the Borax set, and my SS devs just kept breaking. But when I really sat down and put 2 pages, and I know there's more, and there's Sparrows on me at all times, and I didn't even think about it. They got some good stuff, guys. I can't talk shit about them anymore. And Sparrows, please, if you guys are watching this and you want to take your company to infinity and beyond, do something about the handles. Get rid of that foam crap. There's something you can do, either with snap-on, like multi-pick or whatever. If you did that, there's no limit to what you guys are capable of with the marketing, innovation, and tool quality. So I guess that's what I got to say. And
yeah. Well, there is something that I want to start doing with the Broken Rune podcast, and I should have spoken to you about it before starting the episode. But
well, I trust you.
I shared with you and a couple of others the other day a tier list of lockpick companies, and that it was my personal tier list, and it goes from S being like super top tier, you'll never get any better, and it goes down to, I think, did I do D, E, F? I think the bottom tier was F. So obviously you've got in the middle, you've got C tier, which will be mid-range companies, and then obviously A, B, C, D, E, F. I think Sparrows, for me, would rank C tier. I think it's a mid, with everything that's available these days. You have to remember you've got multi-pick available, you've got Moki available, you've got Jimmy Longs available. There's so many companies that you do have available at the moment. So ranked amongst its peers, I'm going to give it bang in the middle, C tier company. And that means, yes, go out and buy it. Use it as a workhorse. Use it as your everyday picks that you don't mind breaking, that you don't mind damaging, that you don't mind filing and creating into a different profile when you need it. It is your workhorse, average, mid. For me. What tier do you think you would rank it at?
So we're going A is top tier, C is middle, and B.
So we'll have A at top tier, but above that we've got S, and that's reserved. So we've already done Jimmy Longs, so we can tell everyone that I would put Jimmy Longs in S tier. It's got the prices, it's got the steel, it's got the handles, it's got the community engagement, it's got everything that a good lockpick company needs. It's got great cases. So Jimmy Long's would be my S tier. And then the best of the normal, not crazy out of this world, brilliant companies would be A tier.
Okay. Well, I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm going to say they're not S, they're not A, but they're not bottom of the B. I think they're a little bit higher than a mid-range because of the things they got right. And they were, I don't know if you want to say crazy enough or willing to try enough other things, and whether it worked or it didn't, it was fun. So I think I think it's a solid B tier because they have something for everybody. Okay. Whether you're 5 or you're 50, whether you're a beginner or you're an advanced, whether you're a collector or a serious picker, whether you are a raker or a single pin picker or a bypasser, or they have it all. Some of it isn't that great, but what they got right, they got right. And I had so much fun doing this, getting this together, and rediscovering Sparrows and their cases and their pick profiles and the learning tools and everything. That I give them a solid B.
Okay.
And that's coming
So
from somebody
if I'm giving them a bang in the middle C and you're giving them a high B, let's shoot straight in the middle. And for Broken Rune, we'll be ranking Sparrows as B. Yeah?
I agree.
Yeah, I've got no problem with that. You had a very good argument there. As you was talking as well, I realized I use a lot of their gutting tools, but I also use their pinning trays, the little ones. I love those. They've got, yeah.
You forget.
I can't say you're wrong. They have something for everything.
For everything. And whether we nitpick them to death on a lot of things, I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm glad I rediscovered them without beating a dead horse.
There is one more thing that I want to say about Sparrows before we go, and it might be a bit controversial, but I think that people give Sparrows a much harder time than they give other companies. I think other companies get away with doing a lot worse than Sparrows do, and if Sparrows did the same thing, people would eat them alive for it. If Sparrows released that Covert Companion Pro for $150, people would have eaten them alive. Just a set of bypass tools and a subpar pocket pick for $150? Sparrows, how dare you? Covert Instruments, on the other hand, lockpicking lawyer. Oh, okay. The $150 sounds like a good deal. I'm not saying one way or the other about the Covert Companion Pro. Like, it looks like a good set. It looks like it's high quality. It looks like it's built very well. But if Sparrows released the exact same product, they would get eaten alive for it.
Absolutely, 100%. Because they did. They got eaten alive for the Escort, and that's one of my downfalls with it. I like it. I don't like the I'd change the profiles and something else, but it's expensive. It's one of their expensive things, believe it or not. And I think it's a little too high, where the Covert is, man, I've really got to think about that. I could get it, but I really got to think about it. And
Well,
I think you hit it dead on the head. Yes. They would hang them from the tallest tree in the middle of town square for it and call them every name in the book. And I probably 6 months ago would have been on it. I'd been like, them idiots. And because I had a bad experience long ago. And give them another shot.
Yeah. Well, I didn't understand the high price of the escort until I had it in my hands. I thought they're trying to charge, I think when I got mine, it was $90. I think it was around when they first released it. I used one of those dead drop codes to get it because I wasn't spending $90 on a jackknife with the profiles that it comes with. But once you have it in your hands, if you've ever been a pocket knife collector or EDC sort of person, and you've had like Benchmade pocket knives or any of those sort of mid to high tier pocket knives, it feels like a solid, really nice, really high quality, and the lockup on it is brilliant. It's one of the best locks on jackknives you can get.
I agree.
It doesn't move. Like it's locked out. It's a lock back, exactly like those like buck pocket knives.
Yeah.
And it doesn't move. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's solid.
I sort of understand the price now. And obviously it's not a limited run, but it's a new product. And I don't think they had the volume of orders in place to lower the price. I think if it took off and lots of people started buying them, they would drop the price because I've never seen Sparrows as a company that tries to jack up the price as much as they do. Or as much as they can, I mean. Like some other companies that I have seen, they do some cheaper products, but they will jack up the price of things.
Yeah.
I don't see Sparrows as that kind of company. And I kind of get the price on the Escort. And maybe I would be the same with the Covert Companion Pro. Maybe I'd get my hands on it and be like, do you know what? This is a quality bit of kit, which I'm sure we'll move on to in another episode. So I think that should give us a clue. I think that should let us know that our next episode should be on Covert Instruments.
Thanks for watching.